Let's talk about Steph Curry. Wednesday, the Warriors said he's making good progress after missing 5 games with a lower leg injury. Former MVP started on-court workouts. He'll be reevaluated in a week, meaning he'll miss a minimum of 4 more games, starting with tomorrow's tilt against the LA Lakers. The NBA's second half gets going on Thursday night. 9 games on the slate. A look at some of the numbers. Warriors 5.5-point dogs in LA. As you look at the best games of the night, the best team in the NBA, the Celtics, starts off the second half against the Pacers. Kyrie, Luka, and the Mavs host the Spurs. And the best in the West, the Nuggets, are in Cleveland. Kendrick Perkins here with an eye on 3 teams I'd love to discuss, Perk. And I want to start with Denver. They're the best in the West by 5 games. They got the reigning 2-time MVP, and they are not the favorites to win the West in Vegas. And I just don't think there's a lot of buy-in. On some level, I get it. You want to see them have a run in the playoffs. But on another level, I just feel like people don't show them the love they deserve. Where do you land with them?
Well, those people, Scott, are not like you and I, right? I look at you, Scott, and you are a legend. You are a guy that knows the game of basketball inside and out. You also know the history of the game. And so when we talk about the history, let's talk about a Derek Fisher. Let's talk about a guy like Kendrick Perkins coming up big for the 2008 Celtics. And you know why I bring up those role players? Because yes, you do need superstars and you need all-star caliber players, but you also need role players like a Bruce Brown, like a continuous Caldwell Pope, who's going to bring that championship experience. The Denver Nuggets have everything and more, and they cross all the T's and dot the I's. You're not going to win a ring or get out of a conference unless you have the others step up occasionally to help you win ball games, and the Denver Nuggets have that. It's time for us to stop disrespecting them, and we need to believe them.
It is interesting, though, the belief in Vegas, and not everything has to be seen that way, but for the purposes of this conversation, Perk, I'm just letting you know the Suns are expected to come out of the West. That's what Caesar Sportsbook says, and I understand, right? You add Kevin Durant, you've already got Book. When they're all together and we get a chance to see what they are, what do you think they're going to be?
Well, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are going to be who they are, and that's two of the most prolific scorers in the game today. But should they be the favorites right now? No, because we haven't seen enough from the others. We need to see DeAndre Ayton anchor a defense and be a monster in the paint. So yes, I understand. They added Kevin Durant. They got Devin Booker. But what are the others going to bring to the table? And I have concern with them losing guys like Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder. So I need to see them before I could believe it. And right now, I don't believe that they should be the favorites to represent the Western Conference.
The favorites overall right now, the Boston Celtics, and they've looked the part thus far. I'm interested in what you see their ceiling, and if you believe that ceiling, perhaps, Perk, is higher than anyone else's in the game.
Oh, for sure. And Scott, I know you're probably thinking I'm about to be biased here a little bit, and I am. I am, because the Celtics earned the right. When you have the most dynamic duo in the league, performing the way that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has been performing on the big stage and handling their business, but they also have the depth. They have all the pieces. They battle-tested because we saw them represent the East last year, and I think they're on a mission. And I believe that Jason Tatum has a chip on his shoulder, and he want to go out in great fashion, because we heard him this past offseason talking about how horrible it was and how he can't wait to redeem himself.
Perk, you flatter me to call me a legend. There's 2 things I don't have. Number 1, I don't have an NBA championship ring. And number 2, I am not a published author. The education of Kendrick Perkins is out. I want to bring you back when we can talk just about the book. And I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to put you on the spot and ask, would you scribble something on the inside of one and send it to me? I'd love to have your book with your signature on the inside that I can put on my shelf in my office.
Scott, you'll have 10 of them. I'll have them to you by Saturday morning. I'll get your address and send them right to you. No worries.
My guy. Everybody out there, go out and buy 10. Kendrick Perkins' new book is out, and the knowledge is always on display here and all across the ESPN's network. I appreciate you. I wish you the best with the book, all right?
All right, thank you, legend. Thanks for having me.
Russell Westbrook didn't have to move, stays in Los Angeles, introduced as a Clipper on Wednesday after the buyout from the Jazz was completed. Practiced with the squad, expected to play Friday when the Clippers visit Sacramento to take on the Kings. Westbrook looking forward to getting back out on the floor with a team that values him.
I'm just excited to get back to playing. I love to play basketball, not just that, but I love to have fun while doing it. The most important part is coming here and trying to make sure that I can do what I can to help the team win games. And the ultimate goal is to win a championship. Any normal human being in any situation in the workplace and somebody that a lot of teammates and people that want you here is very important. To me, I value that a lot.
We want Russ to be Russ, and so if he's doing too much or not enough, I'll let him know, but we want him to be the player that he is, the MVP, the Hall of Famer. He brings a dynamic that we don't have, on this team. When you have a Hall of Fame player that's, that was willing to come off the bench, with the Lakers and try something different to help the team win, then that means a lot and just shows you about how much he wants to win.
You ever started?
I view him as what you'll see on Friday.
If the role for Westbrook is to come off the bench, he's certainly capable of hanging numbers in that scenario this year. Led the NBA in assists off the bench, second in scoring. Also had 4 triple-doubles off the bench. The rest of the NBA combined has 0. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.